Hi everyone, today's video tutorial will show you how to install Boost Auto Parts wireless charging kit on your 2021 and newer GM SUV with a non-sliding console. At the time of filming this video, this procedure works for 2021 and newer Tahoe, Yukon, and Suburban vehicles, but for exact fitment, please reference our website at boostautoparts.com. Before we get into the install, let's go over what the Boost Auto Parts wireless charging kit includes. The kit comes with the wireless charging enclosure, the rubber charging mat, our plug-and-play harness, and 4 direct replacement screws. To start, remove the side console trim pieces on the driver's side by pulling back on the latches as shown here. The top console trim piece can just be pulled up. Next, open the console lid and use a trim tool to detach the front trim piece of the bin. Similarly, remove the 2 console trim pieces on the passenger side. Detach the cup holder panel by pulling it up. Pull gently, do not tug on the attached cables. You can see here we are removing the small module using a T20 Torx Bit to access the 12-volt accessory outlet. Once the cup holder panel is detached, you'll find it easier to access the 12-volt power connector. Using a flathead screwdriver to press on the connector clip, detach the connector from the 12-volt outlet. Now use the Boost Auto Parts harness to tap into the power as shown here and connect the other end of the connector back into the cup holder panel like this. Drop the rest of the harness into the center console for now. We will have to remove additional trim panels to route our cable. You can see here we are using a trim tool to remove the bolt access cover on the lower trim piece. Use a 7mm socket to remove this bolt. Once free, pull out on the driver's side trim panel to remove it. Next piece we'll want to remove is the lower console vent panel. You'll want to access this with the driver's seat slid all the way forward. Next, carefully remove the chrome accents and rubber lining from the center console cup holders. After this, you'll have access to the screw at the bottom of the cup holder. You can remove this using a T20 Torx Bit. Next, remove the cup holder trim panel to access the screw holding the rear control panel in place. You remove this using a T20 Torx Bit. Go ahead and detach this back panel in. Next, run the Boost Auto Parts harness down and out the driver's side of the front console. Then route the harness back to the rear of the console as shown here. Here we're showing the procedure outside the vehicle for ease of filming, but the procedure is the exact same for inside the vehicle. Now you can go ahead and use a trim tool to remove the cover on the underside of the lid. Be sure to keep the console latch pressed down so it doesn't interfere with the lid cover. Unscrew the 3 T20 Torx screws holding the latching mechanism and detach altogether. Be careful when removing the latch so as not to put pressure on the console latch guides. You can pull each side one by one out of the guide. Similarly, unscrew the 4 screws holding the console tray bezel in place. Fold down the center console lid and use a trim tool to pry the factory rubber mat and bezel loose. Make sure to drill this hole close to the center latch support without damaging it. Use a 3/8" drill to create an opening for the wireless charging harness to pass through. Put the Boost Auto Parts wireless charger in place, securing it with the factory trim bezel. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, screw in the 4 self-tapping screws under the wireless charging pad to secure it. Additionally, secure the factory trim bezel for the wireless charger by screwing the 4 T20 Torx screws back into place. Next, reattach the locking mechanism using the 3 T20 Torx screws. You want to feed the boost auto parts harness following the already presented wiring as shown here. Connect the harness to the wireless charging pad. Reattach the back panel to the lid. Be sure not to pinch any wiring in this process. Complete the charger by installing the rubber mat onto our boost auto parts charging enclosure. Snap back the rear trim panel and secure it with the T20 Torx screw. The rear cup holder can now snap back into place and secure with the T15 Torx screw. Go ahead and put back the rubber lining and chrome accents. In a similar fashion, we'll snap back the bottom vent trim piece. The driver's side trim panels can now be put back like this. Just like before, use a 7mm socket to secure this panel in place. Next, reattach the small module back to the front cup holder panel using T20 Torx screws. The cup holder panel can now be snapped back into place. Similarly, snap back the center console trim panels on both the passenger side and the driver's side. Finally, reinstall the front trim piece of the bin. The Boost Auto Parts wireless chargers come with two settings. You can see here on the first mode, a red light is always on and it switches to a blue light when your phone is charging. You can switch the mode by pressing this button here. The next mode has no red standby light, but when your phone is charging, the blue indicator will be on. To turn your wireless charger off or on, press and hold the button for at least 3 seconds. There you have it. Thanks for watching this tutorial. Boost Auto Parts wireless charger can be purchased on our website at boostautoparts.com. Boost Auto Parts also offers a wide range of parts and accessories for your truck and SUV. To stay up to date on new product releases and more videos like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's all for now. Catch you in the next one.